Hey guys, I'm McDonald, your real estate agent with Real Property Associates, and I'm bringing you some quick holiday hot takes for the Seattle real estate market for the rest of 2019. Typically what we see during the holiday season is, buyers that are going on vacations and taking a break. We see the same thing with sellers. Sellers are like, you know what? I don't want to have my house on the market during Christmas. I don't want to be negotiating during Christmas. So what we see is just a little bit of a slowdown during the holidays. It typically starts at the end of November, around Thanksgiving, and it's going to run all the way until January. And that's super normal for the market. Now, there's 3 trends or observations I want to point out, things that might be helpful to frame the holiday season here in the Seattle real estate market. Number 1, typically there are going to be fewer new listings coming on the market. What that means is if you're a buyer, there's just not a lot of new options coming on the market. You're not going to see 10 new houses that you like. You might see 1, you might see 0. So this time of year, there's just not a lot of homes coming on the market. And that's okay. It's just part of the way it is. It's an opportunity for you as a buyer to kind of maybe take a break or ramp up slowly if you're just getting your home search started. The second trend I want to point out is a decline in housing inventory. Now what that means is there are going to be fewer and fewer houses on the market by the time we get to the end of the year. Now, if there are fewer listings coming on the market, like we just talked about, and there are still people buying houses, they're not necessarily buying new houses that have come on the market, but they're buying houses that have been sitting on the market for a little bit of time. Now, inventory, we've been talking about this in Seattle a lot. We were well below a month, which just means there's not enough houses really to keep up with the demand. And what we've seen over the last year and a half is those numbers of homes on the market have gone up. So there's a little bit more equity, if you want to call it that, between buyer and seller in negotiation. Now, what we've seen over the past few months is those inventory numbers have been declining. And I think, again, we'll see, I think by the end of December, we might see inventory numbers below 1 month of supply, which we haven't seen that since April 2018. It's been almost a year and a half. It's been quite a while since we've seen inventory numbers that low. But when we did, what we were seeing was a lot more competition for each home. So something to keep an eye on heading into 2020. If you're a buyer though and you're in the market right now, there is, and this is the third observation or trend, typically a little bit more opportunity to negotiate. Sellers that are putting their home on the market this time of year typically are more motivated because they either are moving somewhere else or they just need to get their house sold. Maybe it's an estate sale or maybe they had it as a rental property and the lease is up. And so if you have somebody selling their house right now, they know it's not the highest prices for the year, but for them it just makes sense to get the property moved. So typically what we see from sellers is a little bit more willingness to negotiate the price because they want to get a deal done. And if you're not seeing a bunch of new listings coming on the market and you're a buyer shopping, you're probably shopping for houses that have been on the market for maybe 30 to 45 days. It's a lot more common this time of year to see those longer listing days and listing time periods. And when you do, sellers typically have been testing their prices for a while and might be willing to cut a deal and do a little bit more negotiating. So sellers, it's not the end of the world if you have to put your house on the market this time of year during the holidays. The big reason is because there are still a lot of buyers out in the market, specifically motivated buyers. I have multiple clients right now that want to buy here very soon and they're ready to buy. Now, the other benefit to selling your house this time of year is the lack of competition on the other homes. So there aren't as many homes that your house is competing with. And if you have motivated buyers, like a few of my clients that are really excited and ready to buy, they're going to be super excited to have a new listing on the market. And if your house looks awesome and it's priced right, there's an opportunity to get a quick sale and still get the price that you want to get for your home. So definitely not the end of the world if you need to list during the holidays. To wrap it up, we talked about fewer listings coming on the market. We talked about the amount of homes for sale, the inventory going down. And we also talked about the opportunity for buyers in the market right now and the potential to negotiate. Now, I'm not taking the month off. I'm still out here helping buyers and helping sellers. So if you have questions or want to talk about this a little bit more, drop me a line. Thanks so much for watching my video here, talking about some of my hot takes for 2019. If you got value out of this video, I'd really appreciate it if you'd subscribe to my channel. And if you know somebody that could benefit from this content, please consider sharing it with them. Happy holidays from the McDonald Real Estate Group. Merry Christmas, and we'll see you here soon.